Hello everyone, Sound Author again, here to give you a walkthrough of some effect racks that I made for live, the tuned bandpass filters. When you open them, they pretty much look like this. What are they? Well, they are basically a series of bandpass filters, parallel bandpass filters, in a similar way to a vocoder. That's basically what a vocoder is. It's a bank of parallel bandpass filters. You can't play these up and down the keyboard like you can with a vocoder, but this gives you kind of a more hands-on approach to harmonic filtering. Like in a vocoder, you can tweak all of the bandpass filters together. You can make them behave in a certain way together. But it's not so easy to manipulate each individual harmonic, and this lets you tweak each of the octaved harmonics, each of the actual octaves of that note. They all kind of switch on. They're all at this value of 100 when you open them up. So they kind of end up having that kind of character. Actually, I just leave this open. Send it all to a send channel. And before we get too ahead of ourselves, you want to make sure that you have a limiter on here, because every once in a while these resonances can get a little out of hand. They can tend to blow your head off if you're careless with them. Make no mistake, when you turn these all the way up to 127. They can rip your head off depending on what if you got something really bassy going on and you start cranking all these up, yeah, you're definitely gonna start clipping. So you want to put a limiter on the master track. I'm just gonna roll these lower ones off. Obviously you've heard the bassiness that can come out of these lower ones. So to avoid confusion, you might be wondering, why didn't I just number these from 1 to 8? These are literally the names of the numbers. This is C0, C1, C2, okay? That's why I did it that way. There's actually a -1, but that's below the range of human hearing. It can only be felt as a vibration, so I've only got 8 macros, so I just did these. And this is good enough for my purposes anyway, and hopefully yours. So here's kind of what they sound like with the drum loop. This is just in C. Nice conga loop going on. Just give you a little bit more crispiness. Okay, those are all C notes. Okay, I want to show you something really cool that you can do here. I'm going to smack all these back down to 100. You can make chords, and this is kind of why I did this. And you can group these racks inside of another rack, and then open this chain up, and so you've got your C. So let's just make a C minor 11. So I'm going to need a D sharp, which is an E flat, in harmonic equivalents, know them. And then we're going to need a G, which is the 5th, and we're going to need a B flat, which is basically an A sharp, which is the flat 7th. We're going to need a 2nd, which is D. We're going to need a 4th, which is F. Where's my F? Okay. Before I press play, I'm going to make a point to roll off these guys, and maybe I'll make this third one like 50% instead. Well, okay, maybe I won't make it exactly 50%. That would take too long. You've got things to do. You've got a life to live. All right, so let's get this done. Okay, so there you go. You can make chords. And one thing that you should know is that when you start making chords, because you've got several chains going on here, it's going to get louder and louder and louder and louder. And the good thing is that we've got it on a send channel, right? So instead of turning these down, because it's on a send channel and there's no dry-wet mix, we'll just be careful about how much we send to the send channel. So here we go. it is. Okay. Now, let's emphasize some of that high stuff. Okay. There we go. Now I can start hearing it. Let me give it a little bit of a low end, a little bit. Whoa, you gotta be careful. All right, let's just send this audio to sends only, so we can hear what we're doing here. Turn these down. Yeah, that's better. It's down a little bit. It's too loud. And that's why we put the limiter on the master channel, so things don't go crazy. All right. So this especially sounds good. As a matter of fact, let me just cut this and paste it on this other channel. There we go. And I just delete this one. I was going to do something else, but then I was like, you know what? Let's hear what that would sound like. Okay, so you hear that it's basically, this is a noise impulse that I made when I sometimes I do multi-tap delays and reverb algorithms and stuff, and I need a noise impulse to feed through it when I do that stuff. So you can hear loud and clear. I got a volume switch, turn it down. So now you can definitely hear that chord, that C minor 11 chord that we made. But I'm now just going to run some white noise through it, and I'm going to turn it down. I don't know how loud this is going to be. Okay, let's turn it slowly up. That is not white noise. That is a saw wave. Whoops. Okay, so we want... There we go. That's the stuff. All right. All right. And all right. Okay. And you can, pick and choose your battles. You can go in and out of these guys, and you can also map these macros to your MIDI controller, and you can mess around with them to get them to sound the way that you want. The idea is that you have control over each and every one of these things. Under the hood, there are actually 4 of these auto filters in serial. That's to make them especially resonant. They don't really start to resonate until you start to stack them up. And that's when you can start to really hear the resonances. Okay, so it's another little trick that I want to show you just before I go. And that is, you can, this is an old bank that I made. You can feed harmonic information through these bandpass filters, even if that harmonic information doesn't pertain to the note or the notes of the bandpass filters that stuff is being processed through. I'm just going to play the black keys, which are all, sharp and flat notes, even though I've got a C minor scale, which actually does involve a few flat notes, the minor third and the flat seven. But, let's just pretend that this was a C major thing, right? If I'm playing sharps and flats, how are we hearing anything? Well, there's stuff that's slipping through the cracks, and it sounds like this. Okay, by itself, this sounds like it's a nice pad. Okay. But to the bandpass filters, through the bandpass filters, now it's got a special quality. And then, when you process that stuff even further with delay and reverb, like with these, this is a special toy that I've got coming up later. Let's just do 32. 32 instances of echo. Okay, so when you process that with lots of delay, all right, my CPU is going a little bit nuts right now. Got a little bit too much going on. This does get CPU intensive, and I'll just go ahead and let that calm down because I'm starting to make funny buffer noises. Okay, I'll just get rid of this. That'll take care of a lot of my problems. All right. I didn't say that it wasn't CPU intensive. It's a little CPU intensive. Gotta pick your battles. Okay, you gotta keep in mind that we've got a chord going on here with 32 instances each of auto filter. So that's a lot of auto filters. Okay, it's a lot there. You don't always have to have chords this complex, all right? So another thing is, because of the CPU hit, I had to go back and make sure that when you turn one of these all the way down, it turns these auto filters off. And that does save CPU. This could be so much worse if I hadn't have done that. So I did do it. So yeah, when you turn them all the way down, it turns off. So anyways, there you go. There are the tuned bandpass filters that you can use to do some harmonic filtering on the fly when you don't want to mess with a vocoder and you know what you want. Let's say you've got a track going and it's in the key of B flat or whatever, and you're like, maybe you've got a vocal or whatever, and you've got if you've got this hook or something, and maybe you don't think the vocalist really hit that note the way they should have hit it or whatever, and you want to emphasize that one little bit, and maybe you just drop one of these A sharp ones in there, and you just kind of fiddle with it around until maybe it kind of brings those resonances to life. And Melodyne kind of does that kind of stuff, but we don't all have Melodyne. So, maybe sometimes you want to reach for some resonant filters and do it that way, the hard way. Technically, it's the hard way, but sound designers like myself enjoy doing things the hard way because it sounds better. It sounds better when you slow bake things the old-fashioned way, the way that our ancestors had to do back in the day. Doing things the easy way kind of comes at a cost. This is not the easiest way to do bandpass filtering, but I do kind of like this hands-on approach to harmonic filtering. I can just roll up my sleeves and I can just get in there and do it and get it done. Yep, I like them. I hope you like them. There you go.